we've looked at that and said, you know, why is that? Why can't we supply more of that need domestically? And one of the keys to that is changing the way that we educate our young people. We've kind of neglected the sciences and mathematics over the years, and we've taken an effort in our K through 12 program to focus back on what we call some of the fundamentals of education. And one of the key components of that is the sciences. Less than 25% of the teachers teaching science today in our schools, K through 12, do so as a primary subject, which means that they're not well versed in it. And it's very easy to see how kids get turned off, if you will, by science. What we're proposing to do is to teach the teachers how to teach science, to make them better at it, but also to get kids interested in at a younger age and show them that this is an opportunity for them for a lifelong employment. We can't all be, you know, rock stars and basketball players and everything else. We have to be scientists and mechanics and engineers, and, you know, all of those things are very important to a vibrant economy if we want to diversify it. So our focus on the K through 12 is to start at the 4th and 5th grade level, get them interested in what we teach them as science, get them excited about it, and then carry that through high school and hopefully into the colleges and universities. Some of the stories coming out of that are phenomenal. Kids' eyes light up. They never knew that all of this wonderment existed in the world around them because they never took the time to look for it. Our kids today, unfortunately, are so programmed with Game Boys and, you know, Nintendo and all that, they forget that there's a whole world out there, and all they have to do is step outdoors to start discovering it. And that's one of the things that we've begun to focus with them on, getting them outdoors, getting them interactive with nature, showing them the different things that nature has to offer, and getting them excited about the wonders, as you will, with science. And it's been very rewarding so far.
That's tremendous. You know, you're so right, and one of the things I love to do is when I have time is to go into classrooms and talk with kids and try to let them know that there are other options than being a rock star or a rap star or playing basketball. Certainly with my height, I gave up that goal of being an NBA player.
You did quite well. You did quite well.
Thank you, Dave. I've been involved with a variety of programs that try to introduce kids to science. I think the Science Olympiad was one of them.
Yep.
And just to see the excitement and the joy, I thought I was at a big game, and they were making, dealing with robotics and those kinds of things, but the excitement of discovery. And I know that you're involved in helping teachers to be able to teach that and do that as well. That's tremendous. So that's another benefit of certainly of what you're doing. We've got the better jobs, helping to prepare kids for the future, which I think bodes well for the future of Michigan. But obviously, there's research taking place there, and we think there are going to be tremendous discoveries that take place that could not only come to a market, but will help save lives and help people. Dave, your parents, Jay and Betty Van Andel, this was their dream. And now you're here running it, implementing. Can you tell me a little bit about what that feels like and what that means to you?
Well, they had kicked around for a long time what to do as a, if you will, a legacy, you know, what to do with the gifts that they'd been given. And one of the ideas that kept popping back up was a research organization. And so at the time in '96, my father obviously was still living as my mother. And I had several long discussions with him. I said, why don't you do this while you're still alive and help me get this thing started for you and get some enjoyment out of it. And with a little prodding and pushing and cajoling, he eventually said, yes, let's do it. Well, had I known then what I know now, I might not have been so eager. It was certainly a lot more involved than I had thought, but it has been nonetheless extremely rewarding. And I knew that we had done well when, in the last year of his life, he was at our annual dinner in the fall. And he came and he stayed there till the very end. I think it was 12:30 at night. And everybody was pretty much packed up and had left, but he was still there enjoying it. And he sat down, and I sat with him, and he just looked at me, and he finally said, you know, this is good. We've done good here. And that, to me, kind of summed it up. We'd worked real hard up till that point, and this was in 2004. We'd come a long way, and we worked our tails off to get this thing started, and it began to show. The researchers that we've attracted are second to none. You know, they hold their own against any in the country and the world. The research that we're doing is cutting edge. We don't go into areas that are well served elsewhere. We've tended to go in our own area that, you know, we felt we could add value to. And while you can't predict discovery, you can certainly create the environment that discovery is going to happen in, and that's what we've done. We've created an environment that we believe is conducive to discovery. And we've had some preliminary discoveries already on many things that are beginning to pay some fruit. You know, they're bearing some fruit for those discoveries. I am convinced long term we will have more, and there will be some great discoveries that will come out of there. And out of those discoveries spawn new industries. You know, as you well know, as you take them through the clinical trials and you prove the concept and you move them out and commercialize them, that's ultimately our goal. We focus in on translational science. So often in this country we do science, we publish a paper, we get a review, and we get another grant. We don't do anything with that. And I said from the very beginning, no, we're going to take those discoveries and we're going to translate them into something useful. People have to be able to benefit from this. And so that's what we've done. We've begun the process of translating our basic science discoveries, put them through a clinical trial, commercialize them, get them into the marketplace, get them helping people as fast as we can. And you'll begin to see, especially now with Michigan State's College of Human Medicine moving to Grand Rapids, more of those types of activities, collaborating with them and bringing new discoveries quicker into the clinical basis and then ultimately into the marketplace as a result of that. And I think long term, we all benefit from that, not just Grand Rapids and West Michigan, but certainly the entire state and ultimately the country as a whole.
Well, absolutely, that's tremendous. And the goal being to commercialize them so they can get on the market and help people, but also, from my standpoint at least, help this community, this economy. I realize that Michigan is in a very difficult situation right now, but I'll tell you, Dave, I have a vision of Michigan that's beyond what we see right now, one where there is an economy that's thriving with new businesses, and I believe that the Van Andel Institute, certainly the life sciences corridor, is a really important part of that, and I appreciate your efforts and also how strong but true you've been to what your father and your parents' dream for this. So that's tremendous. Dave, you've been active, obviously, in a lot of areas here in this community and beyond, but one is economic development. I know I served on the Right Place Board with you. Yep. And as you well know, perhaps even better than I, but I realize it too, the Right Place Board is a economic development organization that tries to help support this community's economy. I've talked to the director there, Birgit Close, and she's told of times when it's raiding season where other states will come to Michigan and try to lure our businesses away. But an organization like the Van Andel Institute that's helping to create businesses and jobs is something that I think will help to establish Michigan and make Michigan a place of destination as we move into the future. But your work on the Right Place Board, economic development, you see a big tie-in with what you're doing now?